So I had to just wait for my buddy to come over and give me a hand tomorrow. And once we have this stabbed in, this whole pad area should be cleaned off. And I'll take the jack off of there, set it up here on the side of on the dirt. All the tires will be back on the car. All the jack stands will be out, and the jack. All I want up here at the time will be the engine, the truck, so I can come over here every morning and do a little wiring work every day, you know, as it suits me. Some days I don't feel good. I'll plug them in every day. Something will go on. Then I'll start putting in the fenders and, you know, the grill and all that, and get the whole thing bolted back up once it starts. Once he starts, I'll throw on all the body work back onto the car when it starts on its own accord. And once it does that, actually I have to go to the junkyard and get a 400 turbo drive shaft so we can weld it to, here it is. I'm going to have it, this is a two-piece drive shaft because it has the long bed in it. Here's my shaft, the original input. That does not fit, period. So what is going to happen is the guy is going to cut off up here somewhere, put in the 400 turbo in this section and snout, and then I could put this and the original piece back together. If you're wondering why everything is over here, is this is where I started removing everything at this section, and I couldn't get the motor to move. I had the motor almost all the way unbolted until the day I tried moving the jack with the motor on it. It wouldn't move. So, and that's why I decided, you know what, this year I'll build in a pad, which we did, which is on another video. And on that same video, oh no, it's not on a video to you yet because the building isn't here. Once the building gets here, then I'll put the whole video in. But they don't want anything on that pad when they come to put the building in. So therefore I'm trying to get the motor in, get these two other pieces of motors, and take them and bring them over here, stick them in the side there, cover them up, because that's a perfectly good running motor. I mean, it burnt rubber in that little S10 just the way it was. And, you know, for a V6, it had enough power in it. And that transmission is fine. It ships perfectly. I went all over the place with that. I've been to Delaware, all through New Jersey, all the way up to Atlantic City. I've been all the way into Delaware, deep in the middle of Delaware somewhere. I forget where the hell. I went to a Walmart. It was so freaking long to drive there. It was crazy. I've been to Springfield. I've been to what do you call it? Lancaster, I think, as far as I went with that truck. Just to go pick up parts, and then loaded it up with some parts. One time I got gravel up in Germantown in Philadelphia, and I brought that back loaded. The truck was laying back on that V6, mind you, and that thing drug it back home, no problem. Then I bought that trailer, wooden trailer. I put a fucking tarp on it and I throw everything on there. But I'm getting ready to sell that. I'm selling the motor and the tranny so we can make room in the yard again, you know. I got more pallets I was going to stick back there, but happened that I find some free fencing, which I just trying to look for some more. Here's my roofing material for the top of that. So that'll last a little longer, at least 5 more years before I think it needs anything. By the way, I painted that. That wasn't painted. We have one color on there now. That's going to be the bike shop. That's what this is, my bike shop. It's about 20 feet long. Maybe more. I don't know if that would actually sit on that pad, because that pad is 18 foot wide like 20 foot deep. So I don't know if it would actually fit in there. But anyway, regardless, that's the end of my rant, and I will upload this video when everything, the next video will be when I stab the engine in. Second video will be when I have the motor running. Third video will be when it's all together. Alright, so long. J&J Handyman here. So I've been trying to find somebody to pull the engine out with me or for me on the S10. That's the 4.3 in there. There's the 5.7 right on the ground right there with the yellow wires. So the guy said he would help me out. He don't know much about, he knows he's mechanically inclined, but he don't know anything about stuff. So I'm the supervisor, and I'm actually helping him do it for a discount. And we've been trying to pull the motor all morning. The Y pipe has us hanging up. It's hanging the motor up, so we're taking the Y pipe out now. Once we remove the motor, we're going to use the bolts on the old motor to put the transmission and flywheel and everything on the new motor, and then wait till the next day off to put it back in, because this was a lot of work for us. We've been out here since 9 o'clock on the nose, and I don't know what time it is now. It's about 1:20. So anyways, we just leave it running till the battery goes dead, or we finish first, whatever way. But you'll be watching this non-stop. And I don't know how to fast forward this thing, so all I want to do is edit the parts when we're actually pulling the engine out and putting it on the ground and stuff like that. Alright. Oh. I don't know if I had mentioned it. I got Benpack 4-post lift. I bought it used, 1,500 bucks. There's the stands over there. The people who are putting up the metal shop, they say they don't want nothing in there. So that's why we're trying to get the motor done, so that when they come, that truck will be down here and nothing will be in the middle. They can put the the shed up, with the metal building up with the garage door and all that crap. Then I'll put the Benpack inside. We'll mount that all together. So now I'll have a lift, so I can further hot rod the truck. Right now, stock 5.7 from a 1500 Chevy pickup is going in. Hopefully it's 4-bolt main, I don't know, but that's going in there. I know I'm going to need a rear eventually. There is a 400 turbo going in it with that motor. So the stock stuff, transmission and stock engine, is coming out. That stuff is going in with a turbo 400. Alright, let me stop talking. You'll see me doing more sitting than working, because he's getting paid for it, I'm not. You coming up? Yeah, great. It should just drop down. Not my fault. Just fall right down on the ground or back up on the top. Same thing happened on this side. Just the stud right there. Look. Same way. That's what made me think about it. This motor right here, they just did the stud. They took it off by the bolt. And they put the other two. Yeah, they did the same thing I did. On this side, look at that fucking flare. I'm spraying these, so I can see how to take these off the roof. If not, I'm just taking it right over to Mighty Geek. Somebody like that. Let him run some duals off on it. I'll run duals on it right away. Get the duals. Okay. As soon as I get it running, I'll run it over there. I'll make an appointment tonight.
her. Get out of here. Bring it out. Back down. I don't want that. Alright, I'm hooked on this wire. Alright, hold on. Get over there. Yeah. Right here. Oh, that's the OBT2 sensor. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm glad you see that. With a wrench, I can get it off. What are you talking about? It's just a plug on this side. Ah, okay. Unfortunately, though, can't reach it. We need to crawl under it. Alright, you can probably get it from this side. You don't need to. It's just a plug. Here, we'll use the plug. You want to come on this one? Just a plug, you just unplug it. You gotta lift it real tight. That's the tab right there. Got a screwdriver. See that? If I had a screwdriver. No, let me see the plug. Oh, turn the plug towards me, not that way. The other way. Nah, you should be able to pop that fucking open. My hand. Here. Screwdriver, here. Hold on. There you go. See, you had your little cross tab on there. No, not down there. What? Not down there. It's on this back side. I was going to take that tab off. Yeah, the other side of the screwdriver. Right there's the tab. That side. Yeah, you can pull it out now. It's going to come off. Oh, okay. Now, should I check the, see if it's slipping, the back of the trans is slipping off the track? Oh, that's okay. Okay. This is what's on it, right? These things right here, all stuff, oh, right here. This is the starter. Starter, where the housing goes up the starter. Here we go. right there. I just don't know. And you really do got to get it off. I swore I had that off. I swore to God. So that's my order. There we go. That's me right there. Out of the way, leave it. Stuck. Yeah, it's stuck out here. It won't go in. Oh, you see what I mean? Oh. It's all wrong. What? That's my all wrong, huh? Kelly? Now we're stuck. The cable's holding back that way, and the engine's holding on this side. A couple of inches. I don't know how to put that fucker on. I was trying to. Fucking bullshit. Get that back out of the way. Okay. And I got some trucks back from the jack stand.
All right, fellas. Me and the guy here, we pulled it out. There it is. 4.3, 6-cylinder, V8, empty shell. We're stopping now, and pick up on it on another day next weekend. This is Sunday, and I got to remove all those bolts so I can use them on this block, and that was holding me up the whole time. Anyway, so that I can remove a lot of sunlight here. The V6, I disconnected I was wearing the flywheel that I had to put on the V8 over here. This is a V8, not a V6. That is a 400 turbo transmission. I had to put spacers in here because these bolts are actually longer on that tranny. Mounted here, those are the bolts that were on this transmission to motor on that motor. The reason why I couldn't put that motor together until I had this motor out, I had to use the bell housing bolts. I didn't have any spares, so I used them on that motor. I put my flywheel on there, which was a brand new one. I put my torque converter, which is a stall speed, and it's actually looks exactly like the one that's over there, but it fit right in. Of course, then mounted the transmission, I had to change we got a new transmission stick. It's a flexible. It'll get mounted to the wall of the cab when it's ready. I had to change. Oh, and I hope if you didn't know, the oil lines, the transmission lines that came off of the E6E, I think they call it, directly fits in. Once you take out the fittings that are here for the 400 turbo, they directly fit right onto there with a little bit of massaging on bending the thing. So now the transmission is in the same exact location as before. I went to change. These are the same exact distributors. Same exact distributors. Here's the plug. Here's your throttle body. I have it covered. Let's do the same thing here. Here's your transmission. Here's your distributor. A little bit longer away. Here's your throttle body. Here, there's your connection for your fuel injection. And here's your throttle body. So these motors are practically identical. Here's your whatever hell this part is. It is right here on the V8. The only difference is the neck comes around the back side of the air conditioning, which this had. The brackets were all here. I took them out to get the motor out. I just didn't remove none of this stuff over here. Everything is still as came from when I bought the motor from this guy. The AC is going back on. I'm removing this fake bracket and putting the AC in. I want an AC running motor. I don't care if it drags down some horsepower. What's it going to take, 3 or 4 horsepower away from the car? 5 horsepower? Come on. I want AC when I'm driving. It's going to be a street driven car. Street driven, once in a while track. So here's the plug that goes in here. Here's the plug on this one. This plug, the map sensor and all that, right here. There it is. This one broke off, so I'll use the old one over there. See, same thing. Here it goes to the breather, to the booster. Voila. There's your, I guess that's the air temperature control. There it is right there. This motor is plug and play. Now I took off a couple things over here. I think I took off the coil, magneto, or whatever the fuck you call it, the CDI type of thing, and the coil. They were right here. Well, they're still over here. Notice, here's your coil, here's your CDI, map sensor, whatever, and then this piece right here. They were all plugged in over there in close proximity. These are just spread out a little bit because it's a longer engine. Alternators are identical. If I need another alternator, I have it in the house, in the shop there, in the bike shop. Basically it's plug and play, man. Back here, you plug into the distributor, you plug into your oil sensor, there, distributor right there. This is your whatever plug that's supposed to be. Instead of being on this side, I just have to run a wire, comes across down to the bottom of the engine. And by the way, there goes the custom motor mounts that make the V8 fit in a V6. Brand new, right there. They're loose, so I can slide them back and forth. Well, that's about it.